As you're waking up this morning, the parents start to get their kids ready for school right now, but they're also even recently wondering how to keep the kids safe once you drop them off.
And our Joy Wang is here this morning to show us a bulletproof shield that was designed right here in New Mexico. Now, Joy, Dad made this so that he could protect his children.
That's right, Colton, Danielle. This is called a carry-on shield. Roy Hsu created it after the Sandy Hook shooting, so I sat down to talk with him about how it works and why it's effective in protecting students during active shooter situations. This is a carry-on shield.
See?
It weighs about 2 pounds.
For active shooter response.
You can wear it on your head, arm, or body, and
this is a shield, and it can stop bullet, and also can stop knife.
Roy Hsu created it in 2015 after working for more than 2 decades as a researcher for the Department of Defense. He's now an associate professor of mechanical engineering at UNM. It all started after Hsu visited his son's elementary school.
So I went there, no one stopped me.
That made him concerned about his son's safety.
You see, we spend so much time to raise our kids, and one bullet is so simple. I should spend some time to develop personal protection to protect my kids and other kids and more people. So that's the reason I decided to do something.
So he took a deep dive into bulletproof materials. He even bought his son a bulletproof backpack.
It's really out of parents' control. What can we do during school shooting? We can do nothing. The only things I can do is buy a bulletproof backpack.
His 8-year-old son used that backpack for a year, but then
it's broken. And then, $200 wasted.
Because it simply wore out from wear and tear. Who can use a backpack with holes in it? What if there were backpack inserts instead? Something you could transfer from one bag to another that would also keep your child safe. After more tests, research, and crunching numbers, Hsu ended up with this. A polyethylene material that's bulletproof and stab-proof. Here's what it looks like on the inside after being shot with a bullet.
And you can see this is the materials lead. And you see all the broken fiber, the larger damage here. So that's absorb the energy, also break the bullet head.
Think of it like a soccer ball hitting a net. For our demonstration, the ball is the bullet. The net issues bulletproof material. When the ball hits the net, energy is absorbed by the net. When a bullet hits Hsu's material, this absorbs that energy.
This is the most advanced, plastic fabrics.
Hsu used layers and layers of this in his carry-on shield. It's lightweight but effective.
You can see that can be cut easily by the knife. That don't stop knife. That can be cut, see?
Yeah. The shields have been tested more than 200 times with live ammunition. He believes his product is more reliable than other products because it was tested here in the United States. He says a lot of products sold online aren't.
We need a new federal regulation to deal with this bulletproof or personal protection product.
So parents not only pay for material that works, they're also getting peace of mind.
Our kids' life is not cheap.
Hsu tells me sales for this product went up 800% after the Las Vegas shooting. Las Cruces Public Schools bought these for people at the front desk of every elementary school, and the security officers can also use them in case of an emergency.
And Joy, there are a few different ways that you can actually wear this device, right?
That's right. Most of us have heard of run, hide, and fight. You can protect yourself by putting this one over your head. You can also wrap the straps around your body. If you flip it over to the back, you can obviously protect yourself while you're running away. There's also a way to wear it on your head. And if you want to make it a shield, you can protect yourself this way and fight as well.
Well, it's a sad commentary that it actually has to come to this, for us to feel that our kids are safe in school. But there are also different levels of protection when it comes to this device here.
So this one is for civilian protection, but he's also made other ones for first responders that can also stop a rifle bullet.
All right, Joy, thank you so much.
A safe room. Our Joy Wang made the trip to Santa Fe and explains how the device works.
This device takes about 10 minutes to install, less than a second to activate, And by the time school starts, it'll be on the doors of every classroom in Santa Fe Public Schools. So you're in the business of keeping children and people in general safe.
That's correct.
It all started in 2012 when Johnson and his wife Sita were looking for ways to protect her daughter, who was living alone in another country.
Never came across anything that we were very satisfied with. Sandy Hook happened. Along that time, we came together, different family members, and just decided that there was definitely something, that there was a design in mind.
That idea took off. And after years of trial and error, RhinoWare was born.
It was originally designed so that a kindergartner can turn her classroom into a safe room.
In less than a second, a single flick engages the device. That then stops anyone from getting through the door.
The objective here is that even under severe duress, just touching the device with your finger or with your toe, it automatically goes into the floor plate, and it's locked down. And once it's locked down, there's absolutely no getting through that door without ripping out the door frame.
First responders, principals, and other trusted officials will have access to a tactical breach tool that will disengage the RhinoWare.
A lot of eyes are on this particular project.
Now, he spends at least half of his 365 days a year traveling to talk security to schools, hospitals, churches, and more.
We had no idea what kind of level of interest that there would be among other sectors, the military. We're in Fort Knox, Navy SEAL headquarters in Coronado, Navy Special Operations Command. We're in every casino in Atlantic City.
They're working with North Carolina State University to find out just how strong the device is and talking to other businesses and school districts in New Mexico about installing the product in their buildings. Today
we have version 3, and Santa Fe Public Schools is the first school district to have the product installed in all of the schools.
In Santa Fe, Joy Wang, KOB, Eyewitness News 4.
We now live in a world where students are no longer just focused on learning. And parents are sometimes left wondering, what if, as we drop our kids off at school?
So before you vote for New Mexico, we're talking about school safety, about how to keep our future leaders safe. Our Joy Wang takes a look at what security measures are in place and what our state's leaders can do to help.
The fences are up, the doors are bolted, and the days of an open campus are gone.
Our school system does need a change.
We start in Aztec, New Mexico, where a shooting killed Aztec high school students Casey Marquez and Paco Fernandez last year.
It's just a bunch of hearts to know that our love has grown since then.
Students, future voters, and school shooting survivors are speaking up.
I've learned that I do have a voice and that I need to speak out about what's happened.
They're always required to wear their IDs. On campus are new school resource officers.
There are some times where, you know, it's just like you're in certain places of the school where it's in the back of your mind, and it could be a little bit scary at times.
Aztec and many other districts are trying to make sure what happened at Aztec doesn't happen again.
There's no textbook on going through a school shooting, and when you lose 2 students, that's something that you never forget, never will forget.
Aztec High School was originally built as a very open campus, and it sits on 11 acres of land. At any point, up to 400 students have to cross this residential street in order to get onto this side of campus to take their classes. And that's why the superintendent wants to build a $900,000 security hub, a bridge right here in front of the high school to make the whole area more secure.
It's not just about throwing money at things. It's about addressing ways to find and use revenue to support things.
Increasing security is expensive. Aztec is one of many districts applying for state grants.
A lot of the things you're going to see that APS is asking for and that APS is doing are really more low-tech, but high impact.
Albuquerque Public Schools needs money to pay for cameras, fences, locks on doors. A state grant would cover $7 million of the $13 million cost.
I don't think this money should be a match. I think the money should be available to the districts straight up as safety money. There are certain districts that have a hard time with the match, and that's not right. Those kids need to be protected too.
Rio Rancho Public Schools is asking the state for almost $600,000 to pay for almost $900,000 worth of projects.
All the schools are a little bit different, but at Rio Rancho High School, it's a fairly open campus. One of our bigger challenges actually has to do is containing and to ensure, once again, that the people that need to be here are here, and that's it. So one of our biggest issues, and very, very costly, is fencing. We added about 90 cameras to the facility, and then we added this bank of LED monitors in order to capture as many views as possible.
Every person who wants to come onto this campus will be on camera and go through security. The intercom will then show who's in front of that door so that person can buzz them in. Next, the person will end up in this room where there's another door and another layer of protection where this intercom means you'll have to get buzzed in again to get through this door.
Visitors have to go through a background check, and the district wants to use state money to upgrade its technology.
What we call the Eagle system, and that is a shot alert system. And what that system is God forbid, if somebody is able to get a weapon on campus and that weapon is used, it will send off an alarm.
Aztec, APS, and Rio Rancho districts agree that equipment and secure facilities are not the answers to all the problems.
We need to think about the other pieces of what it includes. And security and mental health specialists, those are big issues. Counselors, big issues. Social workers, all of those are included in that.
Spotting threats, getting ahead of the problem, focusing on prevention.
The more adults we have on campus that are available to build those relationships with kids, and that can be a security officer or it could be a social worker or counselor, that's really where we're going to make the biggest impact on keeping our children safe.
The legislature can also look at updating existing laws. For instance, calling it a bomb threat is a felony, but threatening to shoot up a school is not.
A threat is a threat.
Political leaders have all the opportunity to help us.
When it comes to funding, if state leaders do allocate money to help protect schools, students and district officials hope the changes will stay funded in the future.
There's things not getting funded that absolutely now are necessities. It's not, hey, it's nice to have this. Mental health specialists used to be a thing, hey, it's nice to have that. It's a necessity. Security, hey, it's nice to have that. Necessity.
Aztec Superintendent Kirk Carpenter plans to fight for every school in New Mexico, not just his district.
I can't what if it. You can't change what happened, but have full control as we go forward. And we're going to work to make sure we see change, because we owe it to our kids and we owe it to Casey and Papa.
Joy Wang, KOB, Eyewitness News 4.